Hey, lovely. I hope you're having a nice day. I'm really grateful to have you here in this community, and I'm wanting to share with you today something that's really very important and um, impactful on all parts of life. So, the importance of self worth, and then 3 steps to raising it. So, we are all born worthy of all that we desire in our life, and it's purely our conditioning and our developmental environments that lead us to feeling or believing otherwise. So because we are programmed to need proof to believe something as a human, that's the way our brains are wired. If we're not seeing in our external world or not feeling appreciated or fulfilled, then that often will lead us to believing that we're not worthy from the inside out. This explains why we often experience patterns of the same experiences over and over and over again. Because even when we want more on a conscious level, if we have the subconscious belief of not being worthy of X, Y, Z, then our subconscious mind will keep us making the choices to keep us settling and tolerating less than what we desire. So that's why often people will leave a relationship and end up in another relationship where the same exact patterns are showing up, because you need to be able to cultivate the self-worth within you internally before it will be mirrored back to you externally. So you can't wait for the relationship, the partner, the job, the money to then feel worthy. It has to come first. So self-worth clearly determines the quality of everything that we have in our life. So the amount of money you accept to be paid at your job, the behavior and treatment that you tolerate or settle for in relationships, the house you live in, the friendships you have, the way your boss treats you, all of that is a reflection of your self-worth. So, as I mentioned, we are born, we are inherently worthy, and we don't need to be, do, or have anything to be worthy of experiencing what we desire. However, our conditioning leads us astray. So if we grow up in experiences and environments that teach us, relationships are dysfunctional and toxic and conflict management is abusive, well, that could lead to a belief that you are not worthy of healthy love, or you don't believe healthy love exists because you've got no idea what that looks or feels like. Another example could be that your parents or caregivers, didn't really enjoy the work that they did, or they were paid an amount that was only enough to just get by, and that could lead to you having beliefs around, well, it's not possible to work in a job that you love, or it's not possible to earn more than the bare minimum to survive, potentially. So these beliefs lurk around in the subconscious, and even though so many of us always say, I'm never going to be anything like my parents, like I'm not going to have that experience in my life, well, if it's not cleared and reprogrammed on a deeper level, often those limiting beliefs will still run the show, even though the conscious mind is able to want more and desire more. If you don't really anchor in a new belief system, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. But what is great and what will give you hope is that this mindset work is available to you at any time. It's something that I help my clients with. Firstly, becoming aware of their limiting beliefs, then learning how to reset their mindset and how to reprogram their belief systems to be able to live a more empowered, fulfilling life. So I think that pretty much summarizes the importance of self-worth and cultivating it and raising it. And the 3 steps that I want to share with you now will help you to create some shifts in your life today. So step 1 is, what are your values? What do you value? This is thrown around a lot in the personal development world, in therapy, but it's really, really important not to just write words down on a piece of paper, but to really connect in with, what do you spend your time, money, energy on? What are those things? Are they in alignment with the things you value and want for your life? And if they're not, what would you prefer to be spending your time and money and energy on? Because that's how you find out what your values are. Looking at, taking inventory of, what do I spend my time, money, energy on every day, mainly? So if you don't have 5 values come to mind straight away, look at what you spend your time, money, energy on, and ask yourself, are these things in alignment for me? Are they enjoyable? Do I actually even value these things, or am I just in some pretty shitty patterns that actually I need to be having a look at and working towards changing? If it's helpful, I'm going to share from my experience. I would say my top 5 values are growth and personal development, well-being, freedom, travel, and relationships and connection. And the things that I spend my money most on are all to do with experiences around those things. So for the most part, I would have spent most of my money as an adult on education, courses, books, programs, workshops, working with therapists, coaches, healers, which have all nurtured my number 1 value of growth. I've spent money on travel mainly, and I spend a lot of time and energy on those things, but also on my personal relationships, because that's very important to me as well. So that's step 1. Then step 2 is a check-in with your resources. So we're all born with innate strengths, talents, gifts, and some are temperamental, like some are to do with our personality and our temperament, and some are nurtured by the interests we have and, again, the values that we have. So we are the result of our choices, and what we choose to invest, again, our time, money, energy on, will either be strengthening and nurturing our resources that we have to share with the world, or they'll be totally depleting and weakening our natural resources and strengths. So I would advise writing down 10 of your strengths and gifts that you have to share with the world, whether it be, your ability to be organized, or time management, or, your warmth, or your ability to support someone, or your empathy, or whatever it is. And ask if the things you're valuing, the things you're choosing to value, are supporting those things about you that you have to share with the world. You really need to be able to know with confidence what you are good at, what are your strengths, what do you have to share, and really own it, really believe it and own it, and know I can really do that, or I'm really good at that, or I notice that this comes really naturally to me, or I feel really lit up when I'm doing this. You really need to know these things to be able to raise your self-worth. And ultimately, like ideally, like I mentioned earlier, your values will support your resources in the perfect world. And your resources and your values should be things that you love, that you enjoy doing, the skills you have you enjoy using, the gifts you have you love to share with others. That's what we're aiming for here, is flow, is ease, is enjoyment. It's meant to be pleasurable. We have natural gifts and strengths and talents to share with others that we enjoy. That is what ultimately formulates our sense of self-worth, that we know we are valuable and worth investing in to, whether it's a job you get paid to do, or a business that you run yourself, or art that you create, or whatever it is. You need to know it, you need to own it, and you need to do it, and you need to be living by it. So, step 3 is conscious daily choices. So, every day we have the choice to choose whatever it is that we're choosing in alignment with low self-worth or in alignment with high self-worth. So, fear is a natural response that we feel when we are doing something that's uncomfortable, or that's, out of our comfort zone, that's new, that's expansive, that's risky. That's totally normal to feel fear. However, being held back by the fear and staying small and settling and staying in your comfort zone and not following your intuition and taking the safe choice and the safe option is communicating to the universe that you are not worthy of what you desire. Because if you want to show the universe that you're worthy of what you desire and what you write down as your intentions that you want to manifest, you need to be making daily choices that are in alignment with that you desire. So you need to make the, uncomfortable choices, and, follow the illogical callings of the intuition, or recording the video, or, doing something expansive, moving somewhere else, whatever it is. Like, you have to keep choosing to walk through the fear, not be limited by it. That's the point here. And that's what the first 2 steps will help you do. The more anchored into your values and your resources you are, and living congruently with them, will make you feel good, will make you, feel that you're living in integrity and in authenticity, and will naturally raise your confidence, your self-confidence, your self-worth. It's all a matter of those things, and it's all a matter of being really conscious and discerning with what you do with your time, and what you give your mind, what you energize, what you give your attention to. That's what it all comes down to. So I really hope that this was valuable and not too rambly. And know that I'm here for you. I am so here. This is my bread and butter. This is my, joy in life. I love to connect people with their resources. I love to encourage and support people to live their dreams, to go for it, to take risks. And I would love to hear from you, how this was helpful and how I could support you further. And yeah, I'm just sending you lots of love, and I believe that all of you are worthy of all that you dream to have, and it's all a matter of your mindset, and that's what I'm here to support you with. So I'm sending heaps and heaps of love and blessings, and I'll chat to you soon.